The Cold War era was fraught with covert operations, geopolitical maneuvering, and a quest for influence that often unfolded in the shadows. One such dark episode is explored in a recently released Cold War documentary that delves into the CIA's role in orchestrating a coup in Guatemala in 1954, reshaping the nation into what would be described as a banana republic. This documentary sheds light on the machinations that unfolded behind the scenes, forever altering the course of Guatemala's history. Guatemala in the early Cold War. In the early 1950s, Guatemala was undergoing a period of social and political change under the leadership of President Jacobo Arbenz. His land reform policies, which aimed to distribute unused land to peasants, were perceived as a threat by powerful foreign interests, particularly the United Fruit Company. The Cold War context further heightened fears of potential communist influence, leading to a series of covert actions orchestrated by the United States to undermine Arbenz's government. The documentary's exploration. The documentary meticulously explores the events leading up to and following the CIA-backed coup in Guatemala in 1954, examining the motivations, key players, and consequences of this covert intervention. 1. Arbenz's reforms. The documentary provides context for Arbenz's progressive land reforms, which aimed to address social inequalities and benefit the majority of Guatemala's population. The land redistribution policies, however, incurred the wrath of powerful American business interests, particularly the United Fruit Company. 2. United Fruit Company's influence. The role of the United Fruit Company is a central theme in the documentary. It unravels the extent of the company's influence in Washington, its lobbying efforts against Arbenz's government, and the manipulation of public opinion to frame Arbenz as a communist sympathizer. 3. CIA Operation PB Success. The documentary provides a detailed account of Operation PB Success, the CIA-led covert operation aimed at toppling Arbenz's government. It examines the involvement of key figures such as Allen Dulles and his brother John Foster Dulles, who held influential positions in the U.S. government. 4. Consequences for Guatemala. Following the coup, the documentary delves into the aftermath for Guatemala. The country was plunged into a period of political instability, with a series of repressive regimes taking power. The long-term impact of the coup on Guatemala's political, social, and economic landscape is thoroughly examined. 5. Legacy and lessons. By exploring this dark chapter in Guatemala's history, the documentary prompts viewers to reflect on the enduring legacy of Cold War interventions. It raises questions about the ethics of interfering in the sovereign affairs of other nations for geopolitical interests and the lasting consequences for the people affected. Conclusion. The CIA's involvement in shaping Guatemala's destiny in 1954 is a haunting tale of Cold War realpolitik, where political considerations and corporate interests converge to alter the course of a nation. The Cold War documentary serves as a critical examination of this covert operation, challenging viewers to confront the moral implications of such interventions and highlighting the lasting impact on the people and politics of Guatemala. As the shadows of history are unveiled, the documentary underscores the importance of understanding the complex interplay of power, influence, and ideology that defined the Cold War era.